What is up, YouTube? It is Mr. Egoting, and today I have Sunday Demolition 34 and 13 Summit with the stakeout. Now, this was actually last week's gameplay that I removed off YouTube because the quality was horrible and the commentary wasn't that great. I pretty much rushed it, and yeah, it wasn't that great, so I'm going to try again. And I got a lot of good feedback on my last video, which was really cool to see. I came home from the Dodger game I went to the other day, and I saw the comments that were left, and I was really excited. And hopefully you guys will like this video as well. And I think I've decided to, on every Sunday when I do Sunday Demolitions, or however long I keep the series up, which hopefully will be for a long time, or at least till I get my PVR, I'm going to start doing life stories. And on every other game, I'll either be talking about that specific game, or I'll be talking about what's going on in my life at the time regarding high school and college and just video games and like stuff like that. So today I have a commentary about my first year at the school I'm going to right now. And the school I'm going to right now is a 4th through 12th grade school. My sister and brother both went there for high school only, and I went there I'm still going there, and I enrolled in 6th grade, and so I've been there for 7 years. Sounds kind of gay, but I mean, it's alright. A lot of my friends have been there since 4th grade, so it's whatever. And also, my school is like ranked like super high with like test scores. Like, I'm not even joking, like really high in the nation. I don't want to say like top 5 or top 10, but I know we've won like the Los Angeles Unified School District like best scores like a shitload of times. Look at all these hit markers I get. But yeah, so the first year at that school was in 6th grade. Now, what I said earlier, the school is notorious for having really good test scores, so my mom is really excited for me going here. And you'd think that their math program would be the best, but when I get there, I'm about 2 weeks late. I was at another middle school because this school fills up really, really quickly. So the first year I'm there, we have a teacher. I believe his name was Mr. Smith. And the first day I'm there, we're watching a Mickey Mouse movie. And the second day I'm there, we're watching another Mickey Mouse movie. And then apparently Mr. Smith, whatever he called himself, he went on a vacation and never came back. I don't know if he quit, I don't know if he got fired and said he was going on vacation, or I don't know if he actually went on vacation and literally never came back. But he never came back. So then, I honestly don't remember the order of teachers we had, but I know for a fact we had 10 math teachers that year. We had 10 different math teachers that year. So, I can just say a few stories about another one. I remember one of the teachers we had, his name was also Mr. Smith. He was a young guy. I remember he was bald, and he liked to talk about basketball and rap. I remember at the end of class, we'd talk about the Spurs and the Lakers, and one time he was saying, like, who's the best rapper, and this guy's a horrible math teacher. I mean, like, I don't remember what he actually taught, but I just remember talking about basketball and rappers. So, yeah, he wasn't good. And then I remember we had one woman who was like a sub/teacher, and she was there for about 4 days, and every day the only thing she did was show movies. Now, she should have her license taken away for teaching. I mean, that's kind of harsh, or at least like suspended or something, but how are you going to come to a school like that's really good, and then just show movies? She showed movies for like 4 days in a row, and my mom was really mad about that she did that. And I mean, I guess at the time I wasn't mad, but I just thought, like, why would she only be showing movies if she's a math teacher? So yeah, that. I remember her, and then we had this other guy who was this little Armenian guy. He had a little nice porn stash going on, and I don't really remember too much about him. I just remember he was a really big character, and he just had that mustache, and he was pretty short. And yeah, so that's about 4 teachers. Oh yeah. So then we had Miss Abondandola. Yes, that was her name. Actually, before I get into it, I'll talk about Mr. Branch. And all these teachers had like something wrong with him. Something wrong with them. Now, Mr. Branch was a really black dude, straight out of the grapevine. Not trying to be racist, but this dude was purple. He's a little short dude, and we always made jokes about like Mr. Branch. I don't know, like he's black as a branch, which doesn't even make sense, but whatever. And he's actually, or not he is actually, but he apparently sexually molested or harassed a student in 6th grade, a 6th grade student, about 11 years old. Now, I wasn't there, I wasn't in that class when it happened, but apparently it happened, and I believe it because this guy was pretty weird. He was always kind of like a little psycho dude, but I never thought he would do this. I remember 2 specific stories about him. I just remember he was always anal about everything, and we had him for about a month, 2 months maybe, 3 months. Some teachers we had for a day, some teachers we had for a month. And so apparently he touched a Hispanic girl's ass, which, I mean, I can't blame him. Come on, those girls got booty. But so he touched her ass, and I guess he slapped it on the while she was walking out or something. And I think that's pretty much how he got fired. But there's also another story. He looked at this one black girl. I wasn't in this class either, but I heard the story. He looked at this one black girl who was my friend at the time, and some Hispanic girl apparently had come in, and like she wiped her hand on the doorknob, or she just used the doorknob in general, and he got a tissue and like wiped it off, and then he looked at the black girl and he's like, you know, only us have clean hands or something like that. And like this dude was a racist straight up. So obviously he's gonna get fired. He was a really weird dude. I remember one time he yelled at me, but it wasn't over anything big. It was just over like a toy or something I'd had. Actually, it was over a Capri Sun like juice thing. You can like fold them into make them cell phones, and I did it like 10 different times. So I had like 10 cell phones, which was pretty funny. And yeah, that. And now Miss Abondandola. A lot of people had names for this woman. She was a bitch. Let's get that off first basis. She was there for about the last semester of that year, and then she stayed for one more year, and then she was either fired or she left. I don't know. Look at this double Y. MLG. So some people call her a Bondon bitch. I remember one person, they had like songs. One of our teachers, he's still there. It doesn't really matter if I say his name. He's Japanese. He has a Mr. Nomachi name. His name is Mr. Nomachi. So these guys made this song goes, Domo Origato, Mr. Nomachi. And they had one for Mr. Bondandola. It was a Lion King song. I forgot how it went, though. And then check this out. I just go on lateral. Kind of a tear. But yeah, she was a crazy bitch. She had the funniest name, too. Like, we could not say her name. And, yeah, she was pretty wild. And I remember a specific one time, one of my girlfriends at the time, not a girlfriend, but my friend that was a girl, she was called on by the teacher, and she had no clue. And I love doing this. I mean, it's kind of fucked up, but it's so funny to do it to your friends. And she was called on, and she didn't know the answer to the math question. Excuse me, I'm stretching. And I told her the answer, which obviously wasn't the answer. And it was just funny to, like, it was so funny, like, when I did that. I don't do it anymore now because I don't have any serious classes that have, like, answers or that require, like, answers. But I told her that, and she said to the teacher, and the teacher just gave her, like, the weirdest look. And it was like, I just started laughing my ass off. Actually, I couldn't be laughing. She would get pissed if I was laughing. I was just holding that shit and trying to bite my tongue and do whatever I could to hold it in. But it was probably one of the funniest stories that I have about 6th grade, at least in that year. I'm sure I have other middle school stories. But if you like the video, please comment and tell me what you want to see. I have Black Ops COD 4. I'm really trying to get other games because I'm pretty much tired of COD. But whatever, leave a comment. Tell me what you guys want, and hopefully you subscribe. Peace out, guys. Stay true to yourself.